everybody.
Good morning, good afternoon, all.
Yes, good afternoon to the British contingent out there. How are you this morning, sweetheart?
It's fine. It's dark. Sun's gone.
So it's not even daylight for you anymore.
No. Daylight.
Not in England, huh? What time does the sun go down there?
About 4:30.
Oh my God. Jeez. I think the sun at that point is just coming up for the people on this side of the planet. It's like, Jesus mighty. Where the hell's the damn daylight?
It's even worse if it's like really grey, because it's like all the way through and then darkness. Like, great.
It kind of reminds me of being in New England about this time of year, because I was in New England, got early December. God, AJ was probably about 3 or 4 years old. We had to go to a wedding.
Mm-hmm.
And we get there, of course, we're pretty much lifelong Texans. We get there and it's dark by 4:30. And I actually looked at a waitress in a restaurant and went, "Is there no sun in this cursed state?"
So New England has Old England's weather as well.
Apparently so. I was like, Jesus, there's no sun. I'm like, Lord, get me back to Texas where the sun shines bright. My God, I need my batteries charged. This is ridiculous. I'm solar powered, by the way. Oh my God, there's a joke in there somewhere.
I can find it.
Look around, fellas. We can find that joke. So good morning, everybody in the chat. I guess we should say hello to those of us who have joined us this morning, huh?
We should, absolutely.
Captain Spire was first. He said Chris sent me. Well, thanks, Chris. Hi, Captain Spire. Good to see you. Darth Haster is here, wrenching as per usual. Supreme Heretic, what is going on? It's been a while. How are you?
Welcome, Drew.
My God.
Good to see you.
Dave Bob, he's probably going to lurk. He said he had to run some errands today, so he can't make it, but he's probably out there listening. So, hey, Dave Bob, Psycho Dwarf 9 is here. Who else is joining us, babe?
Let's have a look. We've got Colin P. Smith. Good afternoon, love. We've got Andrew Hoyle. Good to see you, sweetheart. Always a pleasure. Generalissimo Mohefe. Hello, Jeff. Good to see you.
He's across the hall.
Project Storytime. Welcome.
Good to see you. He got a new avatar.
Yeah, and it looks awesome.
Oh my God, that is so cute. I love it. That is adorable.
That is so cool.
That is so awesome.
Who else have we got? Telerafe, welcome.
Telerafe's here, yeah. I'm scrolling down.
Dave G Sound, welcome.
Hey, Dave G, what's going on? I'm Samantha, the solar-powered vampire. Yeah, pretty much. Oh my God. Always winter, never Christmas in New England.
I think Josh is saying that New England's Narnia.
Right? Oh my God.
Oh, hey.
Okay.
It's the logo teaser channel video this week.
Oh,
my
no kidding.
God.
So I'm guessing the purple fox is Becky.
I love it.
I think that's great. I cannot wait to see what you guys have got cooked up. That's going to be awesome.
And Colin says, does anyone know how soon before a stream goes live the chat resets? Comments usually last a couple of hours in the chat before they kind of scroll off, don't they? If I remember correctly. So if I put up the previous night and you put a comment, the comment won't be there come morning.
Exactly. So sometimes it even depends, like even if it's early in the morning, like say you put a comment in ours, we've set it up, you put a comment in ours even before Loki's show starts, it may not be there before we get there. It may not be there after that. So it's weird the way they've got the chat set up, but it's usually, I want to say 2 hours. That's what I've noticed. because I know Chris has been first sometimes, and it'll say, I'll check in on the channel and it says first, and then suddenly Chris isn't there anymore. I'm like, wait, he was first.
Yeah. Or one of us will say good morning after we've set up the stream, and it'll be gone by the time we go live.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I said good morning 2 hours ago. It's gone. It's gone. And Project Storytime says, maybe. That's really cute. I can't wait to see what you guys have got cooking. I seriously can't. That's going to be so much fun. Oh my God. So I get, so Sammy is a robot. Now I know why she hasn't watched Lord of the Rings. Oh my God. Okay. All right. Back to work. Have a great show, ladies. Thank you, Josh.
Thank you. You have a good day too, Josh.
He says, Colin said, I put mine in earlier today, so that sounds about right. Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah. I don't know why it disappears after a while, but yeah, they just seem to kind of cycle through.
Yeah. Yeah. Whatever. I got my coffee. I just want to get to the Vikings because it was good.
Yes.
Wasn't their best episodes?
No, there were good bits in it, but I'd say all the bits that kind of focused on Bjorn and Floki were the best bits.
Yeah. Especially Floki. Ooh, that was dark. Oh, Captain Spire's got a good question. So, ladies, was it difficult to start your own channels? Was it expensive? How much prep time do you do before each episode? Those are good questions, boss. Speaking for us, it was easy.
Yeah.
And as far as expense, no. I don't think so. What's it, $20 a month? Not even?
Pretty much, yeah. That's just the StreamYards. I mean, I had to buy a headset, but the one thing I don't have, which I will be buying, will be a desktop mic. But I use a laptop, so I use the headset because I can kind of move around the house as I want.
Right.
And prep time, it really depends on what the show is going to be about. With Vikings, not so much, because all we have to do is make sure we've had a recap of the episodes.
Right.
The previous day or over the weekend. But if we're setting up a stream, like we've got a guest, then there's usually more prep time. Or if there's a special stream like the burlesque stream and we need props, we have to kind of talk back and forth and decide how we're going to do it and how it's going to be set up, that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's easier. Honestly, it's easier to do review shows because we're not on camera for review show day. But when we're on camera, that takes a little bit more time. Of course, we're girls, so let's play the girl card here. Okay, it's totally fine. But no, Captain Spire wants to know, is StreamYards an editing software? It's streaming.
Yeah, it's streaming. You can edit the videos once they're done. You can kind of go back into them. So if you wanted to, say, change the title, or if you wanted to change the thumbnail, you can do that. But you can do that via YouTube Studios. You don't need to do that through StreamYards.
Yep.
Some people use OBS instead.
That's true. That's where it gets complicated, at least for me.
Yeah.
We haven't done videos that we've had to edit yet. I have an editor for that because I'm scared. I need to actually sit down with 20-something tech support and just pay attention to what he's working on. If I do that, then I could probably get started doing it my own way. So,
but other than that, it's pretty simple. It's only making thumbnails, which can take about 15 minutes, as long as you know what the topic's going to be.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Oh, we got another question. It's, never mind Lord of the Rings. The important question is, Sammy started reading Discworld yet? Yes, I have. Right. What is that? I'm looking for my book. Equal Rights.
Nice.
So that was recommended by Purple Valkyrie. So I will be reading it. Haha. And Captain Spire says, "Thank you, lady. Sorry for distracting you from Vikings." That's totally fine, dude.
You're welcome. Thank you for the questions.
Yeah, thank you for asking. I mean, sometimes I forget how we've gotten into such a rhythm of doing our shows. We forget that other people don't know.
Yes, and to be honest, everyone kind of falls into their own rhythm anyway. What works for us might not work for, say, Josh when he does his channel.
Mm-hmm. Not everybody does their stuff the same way, which is fine. But we just sat down with a couple of microphones and, well, started. We got lucky.
Mm-hmm.
And Psychodork 9 says, "Yay, Sammy started Discworld." Yep. Colin P. Smith, 20-something tech support. The current version of if you'd want to program your VCR. Yeah, exactly. I get 20-something tech support to handle my phone and computer and everything else. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to survive. So anyway, shall we continue with Vikings?
Yes, let's jump in. So the first episode is To Kill the Queen.
Yeah. And the basic breakdown is, Ragnar and Floki are still at odds with each other. Rollo is desperately trying to win over Gisela.
And Bjorn's playing in the snow.
Yeah, Bjorn's having going out and playing in the snow for a while. All he needs is a lightsaber and he's good to go. It was like being on the snow planet Hoth. That's what it reminded me of. I'm like, Jesus. Yeah. But they did film that in Norway. So.
Yes, I really liked the opening of this episode. I thought it looked great. And just to see Bjorn, the actor, just kind of trudging through this snow. It's like, I made a really stupid decision.
It's like he's just having, and I know the kind of snow he's walking on, and it's impossible.
Yeah, he's just sinking into it. It's up to his mid-thigh.
Oh, and you take that step and you think it's going to hold you, but it doesn't, and you're just like, boom! It takes all the wind out of your sails. I hated snow like that when I was a kid.
So poor Bjorn's pretty much just plowing through, trying to get to this cabin that he knows is up a mountain.
In the middle of BFE, I'm like, dude, okay, it sucks for me watching this. I can only imagine what the actor had to go through to get there. Like, you got to be kidding me. Let's see what else is happening. Oh, and we go back to England again.
Yes, yeah, there was a little bit back with Egbert and Athelwolf and crazy Queen Quinthriff.
Ugh. Psycho.
I really like the character, I've got to admit. She's really grown on me. And I really like the actress.
I do too. The actress, and have you read her bio? She's something else. She's a dancer. She used to work with Cirque du Soleil.
Oh.
And she studies comedy.
Yes, I can see her having a comedy kind of side to her, because that's the way she plays Quinthriff. It's very it's a little bit tongue in cheek, especially that little bit at the end of the episode. Do you remember when she poisons her brother?
I
love that. So,
yeah.
I can kind of see
it's a normal day.
I can kind of see the comedy timing there.
Yeah, a little bit. So whatever training she's had, who cares? Well, Darth Aster, you said she's a nut bar, and I like her. Yeah, exactly. I mean, no big deal, right? But let's see. Well, let's get started off with Bjorn going off into the snow planet of Hoth.
Yes.
And enjoying a lovely Scandinavian winter.
And when Scandinavia gets winter, they get winter.
Yeah, that's considered like all the seasons for them, kind of like summer is here. And off he trudges into the snow to kind of make a man of himself. So I was like, oh, all right, well, cool. He's going to go off and do that.
Yes, he didn't take a lot with him. I mean, I know once he finally does get to the cabin, obviously it's kind of well stocked with with what he needs to survive. But Bjorn travelled light.
Yeah, considering where he was going and what he was going to be doing, I was like, I expected more fur. To be honest, I really did. I expected more fur, but we spend a lot of time watching Bjorn and his survival skills when it comes to the ice planet Hoth.
Yes, and to be fair to him, he does seem to have prepared quite well because obviously he knows how to fish, he knows how to track game, he knows how to set snares and traps and things.
Yeah, he was pretty smart in what he was doing. I mean, just the fishing scene in and of itself, watching how he did that, I'm like, nice. So he does have some mad skills. Okay. He might be able to pull this off and tell his father to go himself, you know? But back home in Kattegat, well, Helga did what I knew she was going to do and freed Floki.
Yes, poor long-suffering Helga. We love her.
Oh, God, I feel for Helga. It's like, oh, you poor thing. Cheese and rice. You put up with this self-centered nut bar for.
And what does Floki do? The first thing, he runs.
He books it. He's like, gone. In the middle of the night, somebody goes to tell Ragnar that he's gone, and he just kind of rolls his eyes, and he's like, of course he did.
Of course he did. And I really love the scene where he's kind of fleeing up the mountain. It's almost like he's doing parkour, and he's jumping from like rock to tree.
I was like, that could not have been Gustav. I mean,
nah.
Yeah, I'm not insulting his ability as a physically fit human being, because he really is, but it takes a lot of strength and skill to do parkour. So he's just bouncing from rock to rock. I'm like, my foot would have hit that moss and I would have been sliding all the way down the mountain on my butt.
Yep, you would have just ended up back in Connecticut.
Yep. Just like, well, screw it. But Ragnar, of course, confronts Helga about it, and she admits to turning him loose. And he doesn't do anything but understand. He gets it.
Yeah. So, what else? What else would she have done?
Yeah.
And he even kind of, I think he feels so bad for her because he knows, you know, Floki's quite self-centered. He brings her and her daughter a big bag of food, because Floki's up a mountain at this point. He's not going to provide for them.
No. And what killed me, though, is like, why didn't Helga go back into Connecticut with the little one?
Would have made more sense. It's not like she would have been turned away.
Yeah.
You know, they were staying when Ragnar and all the other merry band of Vikings were off raiding. They were all staying in the longhouse.
Yes. That's what confused me a little bit. It's like, do we get a little continuity here, or is it because Floki was chained up in the square? Well, she was looked down upon as well.
Yeah, it's like the whole family's been shunned because of what her husband has done, which I kind of get, but still, I think, Aslog would have had her back.
Yeah,
I think Ragnar would have as well, to be honest.
Well, Aslog even says something to the effect of, Floki had to pay for what he did to Athelstan until Athelstan was a Christian. And you can see that it's clearly a problem for her. She hates Christians just as much as Floki does. Someday I'm going to get it right. Today is not that day. Colin P. Smith wants to know, is the actress that plays Helga related to the writer? Yes, it's his daughter. Both of his daughters appear in the series.
Yes.
Torvi is his other daughter. and we'll see more of her in a couple more episodes.
Yes, yeah. Once you see them side by side, you can definitely see that they're clearly sisters.
There's definitely a family resemblance. And I even found myself saying that. It's like, are they related? Because they look an awful lot alike. Oh, look at that.
Yep, there he goes.
They're both related to the head writer. Alrighty. Okay, cool. But seeing that moment with Ragnar and Helga was kind of sweet.
Yeah.
He was so kind and understanding with her. And she, bless her heart, is just like,
my husband's an idiot.
Freaking Floki. My husband's a dipshit. Okay. Didn't Ragnar say that helping Floki had been Helga's duty as a wife? Yeah.
He
did.
Yeah.
He did. And she followed through.
Yeah, she did.
Sweet woman. God, she put up with so much crap. And we were even talking, Aslog does defend Floki's actions, but Ragnar's just not having it. And he cuts loose on her. He actually hits her.
Yes, twice. He knocks her to the ground. Yeah.
Yeah. About trust and loyalty. And
yeah. Pop, kettle, black. It's like,
yeah, we'll do it.
Did you forget how you got into this situation in the first place?
Exactly what I was thinking. I'm like,
I'm pretty sure you already had a wife before all of this started.
Yeah.
So,
Darth Haster says a nut bar dipshit equals Floki. Yeah.
Yeah, but we love him.
We love him anyway.
He's probably my favourite character other than Lagertha.
Same. Absolutely the same. Well, Princess Gisela, as the series goes on, kind of grows on me a little bit. But right now she's not supposed to. So right now I'm pissed at her.
Yeah. She's still being a brat. But yeah, so poor Helga's left at home trying to look after her daughter, and Floki's on the run. And obviously Ragnar just sends a bunch of guys after him, just bring him back.
Well, including Ubba.
Yeah.
And Sigurd. And no, I take it back. Not Sigurd. Hithuk.
Hithuk, yeah.
Yeah. The two older boys.
It's a hard name to pronounce.
I know. I just go by what Siggy said. God rest Siggy. But I couldn't believe that the little boys went along with him, especially Ubba, because Ubba was so close to Floki.
Yes.
Or at least it seemed that way. But Ubba was the one that found him. Hiding in the water. I'm thinking, whoa, that water's got to be cold.
Yes. Not the smartest move, because, he spends the rest of the day just, shivering. And he doesn't get any warmer after, because of what Ragnar does to him.
Nope. Tra-la-la.
Yeah.
But sadly, while all of this is going on, Helga has to deal with her daughter and what's happened to their daughter. And oh my God, that broke my heart.
Yes, that I didn't see coming. I've got to admit.
I didn't either. I was just like, what? And then Ragnar helps again. He stops Helga from digging this grave and digs it for her. And kind of says a little prayer with her. And it was a touching piece of film. Yeah. I really enjoyed it.
That was, I don't know whether you'd agree, I guess would be the turning point for Ragnar. Because up until this point, obviously he's gotten Floki back, he's still incredibly pissed at him, and he comes up with the punishment where he basically chains him up, as the boss was talking last week, as Floki. So he's kind of standing with his arms outstretched on a rock water dripping on him.
Yeah, Chinese water torture.
Uh-huh.
Just watching those scenes was torture. Because if you look at Gustav's body, he had even said in an interview while they were filming this that he was kind of like starving himself.
He looks emaciated, yeah.
And, especially when he starts screaming and all the muscles tense up, you're like, oh my God, when was the last time? Can somebody get on the set and feed Gustav? Because he's going to friggin' die.
Somebody get him a sandwich quick.
Yeah, somebody get him a sandwich, a bowl of pasta, something.
And he's never been a big actor anyway. He's always been a very slim guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, you could see all the, as you say, when he screams, all the tendons in his neck and all the muscles bunched together. It's like, oh.
Yeah, it's like I want to feed him. I feel so bad for him, but I think that's the whole idea. You get the sympathy vote for Floki when he's strung up like that.
Mm-hmm. And poor Helga, because again, she's left caring for him. Yeah, because nobody else is going to do it.
No, nobody else is going to. And she does what Sigyn did in the sagas. She holds that bowl over Floki's head and keeps the water from dripping on him. And I could see the pain in her arms because I know what it's like to hold something above your head for a long period of time and your arms just feel like they're going to just fall away from your body.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're going to tear off right at the shoulder. It hurts so much.
Yes. And
she's standing there for hours.
Yeah, she's exhausted. And all this time, she's still grieving for her daughter. And she hasn't told Floki because she knows what it will do to him.
Oh, that's right. Out. Yeah, because Ragnar comes in at one point. Have you told him yet? And she's like, no. And after Ragnar leaves, that's all he says. And Ragnar leaves. And Floki's, tell me what? And it just got progressively worse after that.
Colin says we ended up watching the episode in pieces. Did we see what happened to their daughter? Helga just said she caught a fever and there was nothing she could do for her. Mm-hmm. Which isn't surprising given the conditions that they were living in.
Yeah.
And she was only
she was already shivering.
Yeah.
I mean, bless her little heart. But that's the nature of life in the Viking time. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, they didn't have, like a long life expectancy.
No. And that's why I think that was the turning point for Ragnar. I don't think he ever meant for them to lose their daughter. He just wanted to punish Floki for what he did. Mm-hmm. And that's, he cuts him down after that. And, but pretty much all of the fight's gone from Floki.
Yeah, good point. He's just had it. I mean, well, of course he's been chained up how long in that cave with water dripping on him? Ugh. Just give him a sandwich. Somebody get him off the set.
Get him a Starbucks.
Yeah. Starbucks something. So off we go back to Wessex.
Yes. There was a lot of bouncing back and forth between Wessex, the Mercia. If you missed a bit, you weren't quite sure where in the UK you were.
Yeah. Yeah, you weren't sure at all because you were like, are we at Mercia, Wessex, Mercia, Wessex, Wessex, Mercia, Northumbria? Where the hell are we, man? But thank God we were in Wessex because obviously we end up seeing King Egbert straight away, who's proposing a military buildup and a plan to rescue Queen Quenthrith from Mercia, along with, I forgot about her son, Magnus.
Yes, Magnus.
Who's supposed to be Ragnar's.
Mm-hmm.
I completely forgot about that until I watched this episode again this morning. I was like, oh shit, that's right, the little dude.
Yes.
I completely forgot about him.
Yep, she had a kid. Yeah, I kind of forgot about him as well.
But I failed to understand what was actually going on at this point, because they did flip so quickly. It's like, how did suddenly she lose control of Mercia?
She was overthrown by a group of lords.
Ah, that's right.
Yeah, so they take her and the son prisoner, presumably either to use as bargaining or, to kill if she's of no use to them. But she's more used to Ekba alive, as well as Ragnar's son. So he sends his son to go get her back, basically.
Aethelwulf.
Yeah. Or Aethelwulf.
Yeah, they've got her locked in the tower. Classic, princess in the tower kind of crap. But they've got her locked in the tower along with her child and under guard. And basically, Aethelwulf engages in hand-to-hand combat with a couple of guards to get to her.
Yes, she ends up in a fight herself, so she's fighting 2 female guards who were left with her. And
it's pretty brutal too.
Yeah, they've been told that they've got to take her and the son out, so she's fighting them off to keep them away from the baby. Well, baby's a toddler.
She's a little dude.
She takes one out, and then the other one's choking her, and poor Aethelwulf bursts through the door after running up how many flights of stairs. He's completely winded.
Yeah, the cutting back and forth between Quenthrith and Aethelwulf. I'm like, hasn't he gotten up those cotton-picking stairs already? Jeez and rice. Come on, she's gonna die!
It did make me giggle when he pauses on one of the landings just to get his breath for a couple of seconds, and then looks up and is like, there's more stairs.
Oh, God.
All right. Off again.
I mean, it was... Off he goes. Okay, finally he does get up there and rescues her. He rescues the princess in the tower, the queen in the tower, as the case may be, along with poor little Magnus, and they hoof it back to Wessex. Where Aethelwulf's dutiful wife is now sleeping with his father. Oh,
of course.
Like, everybody's sleeping with everybody. As soon as somebody turns their back, let's get in bed. Ta-da! I'm like, oh my God. But we do go back to Paris. And this part broke my heart. Poor Rollo. He's trying so hard. I mean, he cuts his hair. He gets into the right clothing, the proper Parisian court clothing. And she just laughs at him. Just laughs at him.
That was cruel. And he looks really
horrid.
He looked really handsome with his hair cut. It's like, oh, look at you.
I know. It's like, oh, look at you. You look so good. Aww. And he's trying.
And he's even trying to learn the language as well, bless him.
Yeah, he gives that the good college try, but he gets so frustrated. And he tosses the poor priest across the room. Or is he a monk? He's a monk.
He's a monk, yeah. But at the same time, we've got Odo trying to kind of pick his brains about how to stop Ragnar from when he comes back.
Yeah. And they actually do a pretty good job of communicating without each knowing each other's language. Just by... I thought it was pretty sneaky what Rollo was doing. Building the 2 towers.
Yes, with a chain stretching across the river to catch the masts of the Viking ships.
I thought that was pretty sneaky.
That was pretty clever.
I'm like, look at you, Rollo. You are smarticles.
Yes. Don't just run into battle not wearing a shirt. Good for you.
I know. Yeah, this time he's got to wear, velvet. And I'm like, take it off. But that's kind of where we close out to kill kill the queen. I mean, the queen is saved. Bjorn is off on the Hoth planet.
Yes.
Floki's being tortured for the most part.
Everyone's
And
having
that's
a pretty
about...
bad day. Yeah.
Good morning, Rambling Canuck. Good to see you, sweetheart.
Hello, Canuck.
So then we can move on to our next episode, which was Mercy.
Mm-hmm.
And here we've got Ragnar finally coming to terms with Floki.
Yes.
So to speak. And again, we've got Floki skulking in the background. He's just skulking. And he went to see the seer at one point. And I'm like, oh, there's creepy John Kavanaugh.
God, I love that character.
I do too. And the seer says he's been expecting him for a very long time. And to prove who he was.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, it's Floki. How difficult could this be? But there's something more that's going to come from that.
Yes.
In the next few episodes. It doesn't hit right away.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's of course more to it than that. But yeah, that was a creepy scene.
Yeah.
The seer just licks his hand and I'm like, ah! Gross.
I was like that they don't use the seer too much.
Yeah.
I think
not too often.
Mm-hmm. But
not now. Well, he is about 1 million years old. I mean,
yeah. And I do like it much better when he's in his creepy hut, because I think one of the episodes previously where we saw him out in daylight,
yes,
it's not quite as effective.
That was with Princess Oslog or Queen Oslog.
Queen Oslog, yeah.
Yeah, he didn't seem like he was in his natural habitat.
No, it's like sunlight. What the heck?
Sunlight and the seer. These are two things that don't seem to go together very well. Okay. And everything should be green. I'm just saying. But what killed me about this episode was watching both Ragnar and King Egbert have the vision.
Yes.
Basically at the same time. And I'm like, oh, ooh, this is telling.
Mm-hmm.
I never figured out how, but it was telling. But all Athelstan says to Ragnar is mercy.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't say, Athelstan's ghost essentially didn't say anything to Egbert, just gave him the sign of the cross.
Mm-hmm.
But for both of them to have basically the same thing happen at the same time, it was like, ooh, there's more to this story. So this is going to play out even further. So what these two episodes are basically doing is set up for the rest of the season, essentially, because this season's broken down into two pieces, but we'll get into that as we move further along.
Yes. It was an odd way to do it this season, but yeah, we'll get into that when we get a little bit further in.
Mm-hmm. Colin P. Smith says first, have I missed an episode? I thought Floki was freed at the end of episode 3. Yeah, kinda.
Yeah, that was me skipping ahead a little bit because the episodes, they kind of run together, at least when I was watching them. But yeah,
that was one big episode. Yeah.
But yeah, it's the way the scenes play out. It's the same thing.
Yeah. And he says simple. I've told you, Athelstan is Voltron. Or Vorlon. Sorry, Voltron. Where the hell did the Voltron force? Whatever. Oh, it's Monday. I need a nap. What is a Vorlon? I do not know what a Vorlon is, Colin P. Smith, so you'll have to tell me. Or is that some Lord of the Rings reference? I don't know. I got nothing. Rollo This is where Rollo is attempting to learn French, essentially.
Yes.
Babylon 5. Okay. And this is the point where he does toss that poor little monk across the floor. It was so sad.
He almost
was
got
so
it.
frustrated.
Nearly got it, bless him.
But he's working so hard just to win the affections of this god-awful shrew. And she finally sees it. Because a cardinal shows up with papers of annulment from the Pope. And he's devastated.
Oh.
Poor Rollo. He's devastated by that. He's like, and he starts speaking in her language. Of course, they're speaking English, but they're supposed to be speaking French. Mm-hmm. And he begins to speak to her in her language. And you see that light turn on in her eyes of all of a sudden, oh my God, he is actually worth a shit. I mean, that's a word I hate to say, but he is actually worth a shit. We all know he is. It's Rollo. I've got a soft spot for Rollo too. So,
and I do. I really like the character.
Seeing him succeed and finally try to win her was props to Michael Hurst for writing this, because he did a great job and the actors played it out just perfectly. Mm-hmm. And I did learn last week, the young lady that plays Gisela, I think, let me look down into the thing. Clive Stanton. No, that's what's his name. That's Rollo. Morgane Polanski is the daughter of famed director Roman Polanski.
Oh.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't know he had kids. Okay. Good to know. So, just FYI, you guys, put that in the back of your heads. If it ever comes up in a trivia contest, you'll know. But I was so happy for Rollo in that moment.
Yes, after she's made such a big fuss about wanting a divorce and storming out and just being horrible to him, really.
Yeah, she's just been miserable. That's true. I mean, that's the only thing I can say about him. Meanwhile, back in Hedeby, we finally get to go back to Hedeby. We haven't seen Largatha in quite a while.
No, not since they took out all of is it Erlinger, was it, that they took out? Einar, that's it.
Einar.
No,
Erlinger is the little creepy shit that belongs to King Horik.
Yeah, he pops up late in the episode. That's it.
Yeah, and that's what I was fixing to talk about, because he and Kalf, even though Kalf is sleeping with Largatha, everybody's sleeping with everybody. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's Vikings.
Are you serious, Chris? Sammy, would you say Rollo is worth a ship? Wah, wah. Thanks, Chris. But back in Hedeby, yeah, there's Kalf and Largatha are sleeping together. I don't think she trusts him anyway. But meanwhile, that little shit Erlander and Kalf are hiring a berserker to go kill Bjorn.
Yes. And this guy...
Holy hell!
It's like 3 guys just mashed together.
Oh my God. He was bigger than that one Swede.
Yes.
I was like, I want to say it was Sigvard. It probably wasn't, but it was something like that. And I'm just like, holy shit, they grow him big. God damn.
I love it.
Dude.
The berserker's just enormous. And he looks even bigger because he's wearing about 6 layers of fur.
Furs, yeah. Unbelievable. I was like, yeah, the berserkers are pretty out of control, and all he does is really grunt at them.
Yeah.
In responses.
Gives him the ring as a pass should anyone stop him, and the assassin just kind of growls at him.
I'm like, okay,
All right. Good
cool.
talk. Go get him. Go take out Bjorn.
And I knew that signet ring was going to be a mistake because, spoiler alert, it does end up being a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
A big one.
But are we surprised, given where it came from? Yeah.
No, not at all. I am not. But so they hire this dude. I mean, berserker to go off and try to kill him. Kill Bjorn. Sorry, guys. But Bjorn is happy as a pig in poop out there on the Hoth planet.
Yes. Bjorn gets a little bit of an obsession with a bear that keeps outsmarting him.
Smarter than the average bear. I kept saying that in my head the whole time I'm watching those scenes. Need a picnic basket? I know. I'm sorry, guys. I was supposed to take it seriously, but it was so difficult too when my headcanon was going, yeah, no, you're going to turn this into a Hanna-Barbera skit. That's all that's going to happen with you.
That and the bear that he was, facing off against was just kind of cute.
I know.
Like, really? You want to take this bear out?
This is a big old bear, just like, aw.
But
he does it.
He does, yep. Bjorn decides to take on the bear one-on-one and nearly kills himself in the process.
Yeah. Well, it was great that the scenes leading up to him killing the bear were pretty good. I mean, you could tell, he was really not killing a real bear. Mm-hmm. I mean, I got to give the guys in post a little bit of trouble for this because you could have done better. But, having seen Revenant, I think it was.
The Revenant, yeah. Yeah, the one with DiCaprio, yeah. Yeah.
So it was like, okay, whatever. Not going to knock you too hard about this one, but then you want to get all the PETA people all pissed off at you, and that's the last thing you need. Meanwhile, all the Vikings do is wear fur. Yeah. So, suck it.
I struggled to take it seriously because the bear was just so cute and fat.
I know. And what the hell is he doing? He's supposed to be hibernating. But it just goes to show Bjorn's worth.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
As a man, that he can survive on his own. I mean, he skins and guts the bear and eats the bear and keeps the skins.
And then jumps into a frozen lake.
Butt-ass naked.
For whatever reason he does that. It's like, all right.
And I'm just... I'm already cold. I'm sitting there watching this. I'm shivering. And I'm just like, okay, this is a rite of passage for some strange reason. This is what he's got to do. So, we'll just roll with it. Yeah, Darth Haster, you're right. The History Channel is not going to have a budget of a film like Revenant. Yeah.
No.
That's so true.
It was clearly quite a tame bear that they'd had on set. Yeah. But still. Good.
That is so cute.
They're so cute and fat.
What do you bet his name was like Smudge or something like that? Yeah. But I'm just like, I'm buying this because Bjorn has got to go home and be a man to his father. Yes. He's got to finally stand up to Ragnar, and now he's got everything under his belt to kind of do that. Mm-hmm. With all he's, quote, suffering here in this wilderness. Of course, I loved it when he got drunk. He found that barrel of stuff.
Oh, that was funny.
Right before he killed the bear.
He wakes up and the bear's like 10 feet away. It's like, dude.
Yeah, I would have puked too. I would have puked and then shat myself and then played dead. I don't care. Just to keep the bear from coming at me, bro.
Whatever was in that barrel, we should have just given it to the bear and got the bear drunk.
Right. I agree. Derek McManus says the budget must be pretty big, judging by the last seasons. These last few, you mean? These last couple? Because we're at season 4. Then we have 4.2 and then 5.
Yes, and since we're talking about seasons, we'll reiterate no spoilers for the upcoming seasons.
Yes, guys. No spoilers, because we do know that a trailer dropped. Neither one of us have seen it. We haven't heard anything about it. So please, no spoilers in our chat. We would really, really love you so much if you didn't do that. That would be awesome.
We're trying to get through it and approach it with a fresh mind without knowing what's coming.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to be prepared. Just want to come at it and be cool. Aethelwulf has finally returned to Wessex with crazy what's her name, Quenthrith.
Just call her crazy.
I just call she's batshit. I mean, and so they're basically out of harm's way, so to speak. And again, we've got Aethelwulf has got to sleep with her. Like, don't do it. Don't. Oh God, he did it.
There was an odd little scene between Judith and Quinthrith where they're in the bath together. I know that sounds much sexier than it actually was, but Judith kind of lets slip that the child isn't Aethelwulf's. Which I thought was kind of odd.
Yeah, she did kind of let that little bit slip, didn't she? Yeah, Nutbar. You're totally there, Darth Haster. I'm keeping Nutbar for a while. Thank you very much. I'll just call her Nutbar. And Judith has all of a sudden, her obsession with Athelstan has reared its head again because she wants to become a painter. She talks to Egbert about freedom, about being free. And he asks her, if you could choose anything, if you were free, what would you want to do? I would want to be a painter and learn the scriptures, which women are not allowed to do.
Yes.
And he basically says, okay, and finds a monk who oddly enough resembles Athelstan just a little bit.
Yes, and just happens to have come from Paris.
Yeah. Huh.
Funny. Imagine that.
How about that? We ladies need Nutbar shirts like yesterday. I'll talk to the boss. We can get those going for season 6 of Vikings. Shouldn't be a problem. But that's, other than continuing the story, not much of anything actually happened. I mean, Count Odo is getting ready to defend Paris yet again. They know Ragnar's coming back.
Yes. See, and it seems to Ragnar, the last thing on his mind at the moment is actually raiding. So he's really
still trying to heal.
He's still trying to heal, yeah. And he's just obviously dealt with Floki, and they're told that it's taken on him mentally, as well as emotionally. And he's obviously still worried about Bjorn being off on his own in the wilderness.
Yeah. Captain Spire. I always confuse Vikings for Outlander. I'm an uncultured swine. No, you're not. It's easy to get them confused. Well, except for the whole kilt thing. But
and good morning, Polly. Good to see you.
Yeah, good morning, Polly. Yeah, Judith did get her. She was cray-cray.
She was cray-cray, yeah. She was very... Not as much as Quinthrith, but still.
No. I'd say not a complete nut bar. And Latino Slant still said, Polly says, oh, by the way, I love the Santa hat on your avatar. That's adorable. By now, Ragnar is a shell of a Viking. A little bit. A little bit. It's like, wow.
I think we forget how much time actually passes over, in the course of years, and how much his body has gone through.
Yeah,
Not being a a king and a fighter, but as well as a farmer before. So he's getting on in years for that time.
Yeah, he's getting older, and the body doesn't heal the way it should when you get older. Funny how that works.
Especially when you fall off a huge wooden ladder and hit the wall.
Ow.
Yeah, that made me wince.
Yeah, I did a full on.
Yeah, that's pretty much how we close out the episode, isn't it? It's everyone's trying to kind of deal with the fallout of what's gone before and preparing for what's to come. I wouldn't say these were kind of filler episodes because, as Sammy said, they kind of set up for the rest of the season. But these two, for me, they just blended together as just one big episode. There was no kind of break in between.
They really did, because you cut from place to place to place to place to place, and you really had to pay attention and follow exactly where they were going and when, and what the little tidbits they were giving you. So, because it's a little something that's going to play out later, and you're going to go, oh, holy shit.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
And good morning to Mel Gibson's gloriously greasy butt cheeks. I love that name.
Good morning, Mel Gibson's glorious greasy butt cheeks. That's a lot to say.
That just rolls off the tongue.
Oh my god. But next week, guys, because it's almost the top of the hour, it's about lunchtime. At least for me, it's almost dinner time for Purple Valkyrie. But it's time for us to wrap up our show. Did we miss anything on this episode we need to share with the group?
Don't think so, because I jumped the gun with Floki getting freed by Ragnar. Colin was right, it was this episode, but like I said, it all kind of blurs together for me. Even watching it again yesterday, it's still kind of just blurred into.
Yeah, they blur. Yeah, I just let them roll into each other because I actually had to stop myself because it rolled into the next episode, which we're going to cover next week, Yule. And I'm like, nope, don't watch that because you'll get it confused with whatever you were watching already. But it's fitting that we'll have the Yule episode, and we're about to celebrate Yule ourselves.
Yes.
So that should be a fun take. So it'll be Yule, technically, not Yule. Yule.
Yep.
And Promised will be our next two episodes that we're going to cover next Monday. Awesome. Probably at the same time at 11 o'clock, right, hon?
Yes, yeah, that will be fine. Back to normal. No, it should be normal time, I think, next week.
It should be normal time next week?
Yep, should be normal time next week, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we've got some schedule issues coming up, and that's okay. Guys, all we ask is that you hang with us a little bit. Wednesday, we will be on at 5 p.m. Central Time. We are doing our Christmas quiz.
Nice.
So you'll be able to win a t-shirt from the lovely Valkyries from our Christmas quiz. But that would, like I said, guys, that'll be at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then Friday's show should be at regular time as well.
Yep, and Friday's show will 10. Be 10. Yeah, so it's just Wednesday. It's a late one.
Yeah, Wednesday's our late show, but it's no big deal. It'll be right before Loki's game stream on Wednesday nights. So tune in. We'll be sure to cut off a little bit early because I believe you're going to be joining Loki for his game stream. Am I right?
Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to that as always. I think we've got something that we're doing with Rambling Canuck as well coming up.
Something's coming up with Rambling Canuck. Yeah, we're supposed to be doing. You will be playing Elizabeth I, and I will be playing Mary Queen of Scots.
So that's.
Now I don't know about my Scottish accent, so I'll try to keep it less Texan.
I can't do a Scottish accent either.
Oh, I can't. No, that's about it.
That'll do.
Close enough.
That'll do.
I'm going to go back and listen to some, Craig Ferguson. That may be able to help me. I don't know. I'll see what happens. I got to find some Scottish actresses that I can follow around on YouTube and see if I can get their brogue proper. Like we said, Friday's show will still be the same time. We're going to be talking about The Expanse. We're going to recap because The Expanse is going to be dropping.
Looking forward to that. Yeah, so I'm going to kind of do a bit of a deep dive into why we love The Expanse so much and kind of what we're looking forward to for the next seasons.
Yeah, talk about a few of the spoilers that were in the they're not really spoilers. It's just the trailer. The teaser trailer and the trailer. We'll talk a little bit about those. Chris Persia says, oh, Andrew Hoyle, you're right. Americans should never do a Scottish accent. I know. But here I am stuck with Mary Queen of Scots. I don't know what I'm going to do. And Critical Drinker, yeah, he's hilarious. I love him. And Chris says, Purple will be Elizabeth I, and who will play the 10th Doctor? Sorry, interjecting franchises into this conversation. Don't get me started, because I don't watch Doctor Who either. I know, cancel Sammy. Derek McManus never hit into The Expanse, to be honest. It's hard to get into. It took me 5 whole episodes to really get into it.
Mel Gibson will teach you a Scottish accent, Sammy.
Okay, thanks, Mel. Because I know you did so well in Braveheart. All right, guys. It's 3 past the hour. It's time for us to wrap up. So we will see you Wednesday evening there, but for the graces of the gods at 5 p.m. We'll be doing our Christmas quiz, okay? All right. All right, guys. We'll see you then. Have a great Monday. We'll talk to you guys later.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye, everybody. Take care.